What's going on, you guys? Today we're going to be reacting to how does the world's richest esport player spend his money? Now this is a very misleading title and it just plays into the facade of, oh, Dota is like the biggest money like esport there is. Now this is a bit misleading, so before I actually react to it, let's just watch the first part.
A quick Google search of the richest esports players will show you that the top 5 are from Dota 2.
So that right there is a lie. The richest, not who's earned the most from prize pools. So if you don't know, yes, the TI is like the biggest prize pools because it's like a community-driven thing, and Valve just like pumps it's just like there's all these like in-game items and incentives, and all this money just goes towards this, and it's like a famous tournament that happens every year, except for the year with COVID. So these prize pools end up getting to like millions and millions and millions of dollars. But this does not mean that these Dota players are the richest esports players of all time. It's just like what they just said is a complete lie. So let's just go ahead and look at this post. This is from 1 year ago, but I guess another Dota 2 pro said that players who haven't been in TI would make more money by working at McDonald's than being a Dota 2 pro. And that is like an inside scoop. And then also apparently since last year, the average salary of an LCS League of Legends player is about 400,000. Now that is definitely believable. I'm sure a lot make way more than that. Like for example, Faker is somewhere in this list, I'm sure, for prize earnings. It says he's made 1.2 million, which is an insane amount of money to even think about. But if I had to guess, I'm sure he's made at least like 20 million or something, like just something ridiculous. He's like the #1 league guy. You know, he's doing all these advertisements. He has like skins after him in the game or whatever. You know, I'm sure he's made a lot more than 1.2 million. But another thing I wanted to point out, just because I just feel like it's misleading and they can't say that. So another thing is, let's look at the sponsors of Dota 2. So this actually is from 1 year ago, but I will be pulling up the TI-10, at least what I could find. It was like really hard to find this. So I couldn't find really anything on like average Dota 2 salary. All that would come up is like highest paid esports or whatever. Be like, oh yeah, esports in general gets paid this much, but they have like MSI, TCL, DHL, which I'm pretty sure is like, you know, like the USPS of anywhere else in the world. They have Tinder, they have HyperX, they have Rivalry. So I guess last year or whatever, these were like the main sponsors of Dota 2. I'm sure they're still in it. But if we go to the TI-10 page, there's only one sponsor, and that is Valve. I don't really know. Organizer, PGL. I don't really know all the sponsors, but I'm surprised they don't list them. I'm sure there's going to be more sponsors popping up, but it doesn't really matter because let's go ahead and look at the league sponsors. Let's just like compare it because it's the same genre of game, and the TI is actually more important than I think the Worlds in terms of prize pool. Like the prize pool for League 2.22 million. It's supposed to grow with in-game sales. So they kind of do the same thing as Dota 2 in regards to the prize pool, but that's not really, no one really cares about that, I'll be honest. Like, we care about who wins, but it's more about the sponsors getting their money's worth. We got Axe, Bose, Cisco, MasterCard, Mercedes-Benz. Like, these are world-class companies, and they are sponsoring this event. Like, this is a big deal. So, I just want to say right away that what they say here is definitely not true. They just put on this facade to try to like make it like, oh my god, like Dota 2 is so big with money. But I mean, we've heard from an inside scoop that that is not necessarily the case. But in prize earnings, yes, it is the case in prize earnings alone, not like deals or anything other than prize winnings. So yes.
And those top 5 are from the same team. And at the very top is this guy. OG's founder and team captain NoTail currently has that much to his name. All thanks to winning the International twice.
Why do they keep saying this weird stuff, like that much to his name? So okay, Red Bull did sponsor the TI, but like why are they saying that much to his name? Like, obviously he should have more than that if he's invested it or something. Like, what is with these weird claims? I hate, like, when people talk about money and it's not like, I don't know, it's just triggering.
In 2019, it was more than 34 million US dollars.
Yeah, like, these prize pools are ridiculous.
So you've got to think, what are you gonna do with all that money? Well, guess what? We actually asked him. Hey, No Tail.
Wow.
Really spent that much less than on anything silly, on anything stupid. I think I've been quite responsible, so just eyeing different bell pepper seeds, tomato seeds, figuring out all that, yeah, how much soil goes for. It's not too bad.
No Tail is currently tagged as the esports player with the highest tournament earnings to date. And yes, he spent those TI winnings on a vegetable garden.
Growing some
Oh,
vegetables.
also, he bought that house. That was one thing he bought. We saw that before.
Yeah, some vegetables and some flowers. That would be nice. Use and maybe some tea leaves and stuff. Make some homemade, you know, consumables, drinks, food. That is, I think it's very chill. I think it's a great pastime.
But also, a luxurious vacation, had some fun, and bought a mansion with 17
Okay, I was gonna say.
his home base, and somewhere the flower of Dota 2 can tend to his garden. But he hasn't actually splurged on anything too crazy like luxury cars. You'd think No Tail's life would have done a total 180 since the International, but it's more about stability. and
Nah.
being comfortable.
Frankfurt Major was a very big step. That took a lot of pressure off the whole financial question and like financial stability and having not been financially stable until I was 22. Of course, the mansion it's something that is awesome. Hoping to not be alone in this giant place.
And speaking of tending to his garden, No Tail's been taking care of his own esports brand too. OG has become one of the biggest Dota teams in the world, and they
BMW, okay.
As an esports entrepreneur, No Tail's encountered different kinds of challenges. Challenges that aren't exactly as fun as Dota.
Running an organization was a long learning process for us. None of us really wanted to do it actually, but it was more of a necessity. We had to learn. I would say just doing the math, managing budgets, trying to calculate like a little bit on what the future might look like and what money you have, and that's usually more tedious than fun.
With a prize pool that's well into the 8-figure mark, all the Dota 2 pro players in the world have their sights set on that TI money. But OG have already cashed in on TI twice. No Tail says it's not even about the money.
Well, yeah, not anymore. Come on, dude. We know that it's definitely about the money. Okay, I think once you get to TI, you probably have some sort of income coming in. You're probably making like at least 30 grand a year, which is probably enough to live off of. But at the same time, it's like we know for a fact that a Dota Pro said most Dota Pros make like dirt. They make nothing. It's just like a community-driven thing. And until you play in these major tournaments, it's like you're pretty much making nothing because the sponsors can't pay you like they do in other games. Because Dota is like, it's definitely like a big esport when the TI is around, but the majors and stuff like that, they're kind of like, people kind of notice. And other than that, it's like Dota is off the map for most companies and brands and stuff like that. They just don't care. But like Team Liquid and stuff like that, they've been around. It depends on the organization, I think, but I think for the most part, if it's not one of those huge organizations like Fnatic has teams for pretty much everything. Team Liquid, and there's a few more that I'm like not naming, but like for example on OG, I'm sure before like the Frankfurt Major or whatever, like he probably didn't make much money at all. He just happened to, win the biggest. I mean, he's obviously one of the best players, right? He won the biggest event twice.
Winning TI is the biggest achievement you can get in Dota. One of the biggest achievements you can get in esport. One of the biggest achievements I could try to aim at. Huge motivation. But I would say mainly it's the team. I just want to play with these guys. Like playing the best Dota of our lives together is more motivation than.
No, that's not true. Yeah, once you are rich, yeah, then it's just like a noble like pride thing. But for a lot of people, it's like, okay, I'm either gonna walk away with $2 million or I'm gonna go home with 10 grand, and I spent like the last 6 months, like they just get like nothing pretty much because they don't get paid very much.
Friends we made along the way. He might be the richest Dota player, but the true prize of TI for him is something money could never buy.
Life lessons and insight, and yeah, made me a more competent human, happier.
Wait, he brought... Dude, what is this video? They brought the Aegis to a bar? This is definitely like a stage thing. Even if you won the TI, like... I mean, I guess maybe it depends on the area, but can you imagine that?
Made me
There's some, like... Wait, why is there 3 no-tails? Wait, what? Ooh.
a more competent human, happier human, a better human. That's the real price, I would say, you get out of this. And of course, the people you meet, they change you, and you change them, and it's yeah, it's a great thing to bond over competition.
And for all the aspiring esports players out there who think that it's all about the money, NoTail's got a few words of advice.
It is until you win the money, dude. We know. I hate this like facade they keep putting on. It's like, just be honest. I don't know. Maybe it's different this year. Maybe everyone's getting paid like 80K just to be on a top pro team. But I mean, come on. Why are they like? Why are they saying this stuff?
Say, never become a big spender, especially when life is budget. It's hard. Everybody has to figure it out themselves in the situation that you're in. For some,
Well, that's true.
Easier. And for some, you're gonna have to find a crazy balance, and things will maybe be harder and ask more of you. It's not always fair, but hopefully and ideally, everybody can always find a way to provide for themselves and do something they're passionate about.
Okay, I hate the interviewer, but No-Tail's cool. Did you hear what she just said? She's like, for people who don't think it's about the money, and then he like says something completely different. Wait, let me just go back.
Think that it's all about the money? No-Tail's got a few words of advice.
Yeah, like she just tosses that in there because they want you to be like, oh yeah, the TI is tons of money. But guys, it's not all about the money. Like, if we were playing only for $100, you would all watch. You would all watch if we were only playing for $100. Because that means it would only be for pride. Like, dude, what is with this interviewer? Makes me sick. But No-Tail's cool. But I'm leaving a dislike on this video because of this dumb interviewer. Anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed. Comment down below what you think. And let me know who you think is going to win the TI. I'll see you in the